So one of the things that I actually teach these days before I even go into striking, after I've taught footwork and after I've taught proper structure, is how to actually strike with the body, okay? If I have, and this also starts to get the student already with this mindset of go forward, right? So when we talk about Retsev and continuous forward movement, it has to be understood that my center of gravity and my forward leaning structure has to be maintained throughout all these movements, these continuous movements. My body has to be behind it in order for it to be powerful. So I'll start striking the bag with my footwork before I ever start striking. So ideally what I have them do is get them into sort of like a cover hand up type position so that they have a surface area that's not their face to make impact with. And then with the powers of the balls of their feet just pushing off on that back foot and exploding forward, entering the aqua bag's space. And I have a 85-pound 16-year-old who's about 5'3" that hits this bag like a sack of bricks. She generates quite a bit of power by just knowing that if she engages her core, finds her center of gravity, maintains that forward lean, lets go of the apprehension of making impact with an object, when she accelerates forward, all that good structure, she's able to impact this like a freight train on a stack of pillows, right? So essentially, I have my hands up, forward leaning posture. I'm going to create a surface area. I may even pop it a little bit as I make impact, right, to kind of muscle up on impact, but not too tight that I'm restricting my full movement, right? Strengthen on impact, but don't become stiff and rigid on impact. Stay mobile, right? And push off with the rear foot. And then to test that, because there's this fear, I've got a heavy object coming back at me. To test that, can I maintain that structure, forward-leaning structure, as a heavy object? This probably weighs about, I don't know, 80 some pounds, right? As it makes impact with me, can this thing collapse my structure, or for that matter, intimidate me out of my space, right? If I have a solid posture and structure when I make that impact, not only will I move the object without it knocking me off of my center of gravity, but when it comes back at me, it won't be able to knock me off. Also won't be able to knock me off my center of gravity, right? So I'm going to hit with this surface area right here, get a little palm on it, right? And then kind of speaks for itself. If the person's structure is weak when they go, or they're intimidated by it, you'll see this, right? Basically either a hesitation and they'll lean back kind of away from the bag, or they're not engaging their core and forward leaning and making the impact off the balls of their foot. So basically it's going to collapse them back. You'll see the lower dosis of their, where they kind of bend and arch their back a bit because the bag is moving them. So solid structure, forward leaning, hand up, a little bit of elbow in there, but ideally it's the core and the footwork that creates that stable explosion.